The fourth mistake that I would make was that I wouldn't promote myself. Now remember that nobody knows that you're selling something or you're doing something if you don't promote yourself, you don't talk about it. And you know, it takes people 7 times to like see something and hear about it before it really catches on. I know that's a lot of times. And I would feel overwhelmed like promoting myself. Like, I don't want to keep promoting myself. People are going to think I'm annoying. And like, if you feel like you're doing it too much, you're not doing it enough. Like, if you feel like you're talking about something too much, you're still not talking about it too much. Like, keep promoting yourself, keep talking about what you're doing, keep sharing your content, just keep doing it. So that way, you know, you're putting yourself out there and people are seeing it, and after a while they'll start to catch on, like, oh, what is she even talking about? What is she doing? You know, they may just scroll past it not thinking, and they'll see something finally and they'll stop and look at it. Then there's lots of times people do see it, they don't react to it, or you know, sometimes you can feel like people are not looking at your stuff because maybe they won't like it, they won't comment, they won't share it, but they are seeing it. And sometimes it just takes, you know, those 7 times for people to really be like, oh, okay, you know. So just keep promoting yourself. And the reason why I wouldn't promote myself that much was just because I was just insecure about myself. I was like heavier at one point, and I wouldn't even like do videos, like take videos of myself, or I would feel like insecure. And also, when I started sharing videos of myself kind of making cakes, I used to be like nervous and scared and embarrassed to like show that part of me because I thought people were like judging me or like picking at my videos like, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing. If you've been following me, I have been more confident and just like I said, just sharing my knowledge and what I know. But I do struggle a little bit. Last year I had my first cake class, and I kind of struggled with promoting it, just because, I don't know, like when you do something new, it's just really hard sometimes to like put yourself out there. But I've noticed that like once I finally do it, I'm like, it's not even a big deal, you know? But it's like every single time, even though I feel like that afterwards, every single time I do something new, even doing this doing this video right now, you know, it just takes so much to like get yourself out there. But I know once I share it and all of that, I'm gonna be like, oh, I can do this, you know. So yeah, just be confident in yourself. Like, that's a repetitive thing, being confident in yourself, because nobody else can do it for you. So either you do it or you are not going to be seen. And you know, so if you don't care about doing it, then easier said than done, because I need to take my own advice. But yeah, I struggled with promoting myself in the beginning because of my insecurities and just not thinking I was that good enough. Just promote yourself, talk about what you do, get on people's nerves about it. Who cares, you know, because there's always new people to attract. You're not just attracting like your family and your friends. They're not your audience. You know what I mean? So you're trying to attract those people that actually want to see you and eliminate the people that don't. So the more specific you are about what you want to do, the more of the people that want that are going to come to you. The fifth mistake that I made as a home baker was being afraid of complaints. I remember I got my first complaint. This is when I was living in Germany. This is when I first started cake decorating. For an army wife, I made a 2-tier cake for her child's first birthday. It was a seashell cake. I didn't have any molds or anything. I was doing all the seashells by hand. Okay. If I have a picture, I'll put it, of the cake, and all covered in fondant, all by hand. And she didn't like the taste of the cake. She said it tasted like a pound cake, and I'm like, okay. And she wanted like half the money back, and I was really like that day that happened to me, I was like so distraught, so upset, so annoyed, so like felt so worthless. Like, I did all this work and this girl wants half the money back. again, I only charged her like $100 for the cake. And so I ended up giving her the money back. But the thing was that I didn't have her give me the cake back. Like, if you want a refund on a cake, I need to have that cake back. You don't need to be eating the whole cake, cutting up the whole cake, and I don't have a cake to look at or to try myself or to see what's going on. You know what I mean? So you never take someone's word for it, because they're always going to try to kind of get the money back. And I see this a lot in baking groups as well, where people just complain about anything to try to get the money back, and then they don't give back any cake. So that was one lesson that I learned. I haven't really gotten any complaints really besides that, but that one complaint in the beginning really put a damper on kind of my passion about it. When I first started doing it, I was all in, making stuff all day long in the kitchen, just doing stuff. I wasn't cooking dinner. My husband was in the Army at the time. You know, we would get into it because like dinner wasn't ready, and I'm here making, playing around with my cake, playing around with cake. So that's how much I was like invested into it. And like once that happened to me, I was just like, so I know that complaints can put a damper on things when it comes to making cakes, and don't let it, like, take it on as a case-by-case basis. Do what you feel is right, and make sure you get that cake back. Let them know you're not getting a discount. I mean, you're not getting a refund unless you give me the cake back, because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna still want the cake. They're gonna be like, well, I don't have a cake to serve. Well, do you want a refund, or do you do you want to serve cake that you say that is not good enough? So it was a learning experience, and that haunted me for a little bit. And but I have a story to share with you, and I actually, this is my second time saying this. This is my first time saying this story out loud. I said it on a Facebook post a few weeks ago, but this is my first time talking about it out loud. I don't like sharing that. It's embarrassing. The 6th mistake that I made as a home baker was not having a strict policy. It is very important to have a policy in place. The first thing in your policy when somebody books an order, if they're gonna book an order and they're serious about ordering a cake for a specific day, they need to put down their deposit, their 50% non-refundable deposit. And this lets you know that they're serious about ordering a cake. And this money is for to hold that date, right? Because somebody else could have ordered a cake from you for that date. And this just kind of is money that you can use to prepare for the cake order. Another thing that I would add to the policy is that I would have the order be paid in full before pickup. Lots of times we get the rest of the money the day of pickup, but I would get it before pickup. Some people do 2 weeks before pickups. People do a week before. So it's good to get that money up front. Also, to order your cake 2 weeks in advance. If somebody wants to order a cake a week in advance or 3 days in advance, that's extra. You have a delivery fee as well. Nobody's gonna be driving all over the place for free. You have a delivery fee if you feel as though whatever's appropriate. So these little things are in place to protect you and the customer. Finally, we're at number 7. The 7th mistake that I made as a home baker was trying to keep up with the trends. Keeping up with the trends is not my focus. I do not do that. If there's a trend or something that's popular that I like to do, say that when I see, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that. One of the things was drip cake. I saw that. I was like, okay, I want to do that. There's not a lot of things, okay? So the drip cake, letter cakes, letter number cakes, and the Cakesicles and the cake gems. Those are the things that I really like to do, that I felt that I could do. The treat boxes, the mini cakes, You know, those are the little trends that I really like to do. So it's like certain stuff. I don't try to do everything. It's fun to look at. It's fun to follow people that do certain things. But if you notice, you know, a lot of people do what they like to do. To keep it simple. You know, keep it simple. It's not going to be a headache for you. So yeah, I do not try to keep up with the trends. Even when I make my content, I just try to do what I like, what's simple for me, the things that I like to talk about. That's what I share. The things that I like to do is cake decorating, right? I like to talk about the basic steps of cake decorating, to show people how to do that. That's what I like to do. That's another something else, you know, the things that you like, keep it simple. Don't keep up with the trends, or find trends that seem simple for you to do. And if you want to challenge yourself, of course, go ahead, challenge yourself. I've challenged myself. I've made a burger cake. You know, I've made, you know, all kinds of cakes that challenged myself. And, you know, and like fondant cakes. When I started making cakes, I made fondant cakes because that's what was popular at the time. Now it's like buttercream cakes. You just have to find what you like and what you want to do. So yeah, so those are my 7 things. So let's run it back real quick. The first thing is not having blind faith. The second thing is pricing too low. The third thing is no plan. I'm looking at my little note card over here. Not having a plan. The fourth thing is not promoting yourself. The fifth thing is afraid of complaints. The sixth thing is not having a strict policy. And the seventh thing is trying to keep up with the trends. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. If there's anything you want to add, let me know. Share with me like your experiences, what you like, what you didn't like about this video. And please subscribe to Heaven My Cake and follow me. I'm at Heaven My Cake all over, all the platforms. All right, thank you.